Upanishads, the subject. They may be normal teachers, they may be normal spiritual teachers, but they are not Sadgurus, they are not real teachers. Reality and real teacher are one. Real teacher is not a person. Ordinary teacher is a person. Ordinary teacher means not only academic teachers, spiritual teachers also. They have their ego. There is no ego in real teacher. There is no ego in Sadguru. Sadguru is egoless, formless, bodiless, mindless, brainless, egoless. Everything is less. In a real teacher, he is simply reality. Ordinary teachers have good brain, good mind, good body, and also they have ego. How can ego explain reality? How can ego explain egolessness? How can a person explain the presence? Can any person explain the qualities of the presence? Real teacher is presence. Himself is presence, not a person. Presence can only experience the characteristics of the presence. Persons, that means ordinary teachers, ordinary spiritual teachers, because they are persons, they cannot explain the nature of the presence. That is the difference. We cannot find any mistake. We can never find a mistake in the subject of the real teacher. Why? He is not a person. He is presence. Presence is telling about presence. Here in the case of a ordinary teacher, he is experiencing his ego. His ego. He is telling about egolessness. How can darkness experience light? How can darkness experience the beauty of the sun rays? Darkness never seen light. How can it explain light? Here is ego. He may be a good teacher also. A spiritual teacher may be a good teacher. He may read well all the Upanishads, but practically he has knowledge but no practicality. He knows only theory, not practical. So many spiritual teachers may tell us about Upanishads, about Satyam. In so many religions, so many persons will tell lengthy teachings, hours by hours, they will speech. They will give speech about truth. Our God is truth, real God. All the nonsense comes from ego. Ego is speaking about real God. How can darkness explain about the sunlight? There may be the livelihood. It may be their profession. In any religion, preaching or giving speeches about God, about truth, they may be for their livelihood. Actually, they may not know what reality is in their experience. Without experience, how can they preach? Without experience, how can they describe about reality? How can false explain truth? False is false, truth is truth. Truth only can explain about truth. False cannot explain about truth. This is false. Ego is false. So, ego cannot explain about egolessness. There is no ego. In truth, there is no ego. How can a cloud explain about the vast sky? Clouds also are there in the sky. They are very high and we see them. Clouds are not sky. These pandits are not egoless. They are doing their duty only. How can a blind man can paint a beautiful painting? He is blind. Born blind. He is born blind. How can he paint a beautiful painting? Beautiful mountains are there. A river is passing by. There is a beautiful forest. How can a blind man can paint it? He never seen any forest. He never seen any mountain. He never seen any river. How can he paint? In the same manner, how can ego explain about egolessness? Blind man can never paint a beautiful painting. In the same way, even though they are pandits, even though they are professors in spiritual subjects, they know nothing in their experience. So they cannot explain the beauty of the nature of the self. Only Sadguru can show you the beauty practically. Why? He is not a person. Presence, only presence can show you the way. Only a real teacher can give a good presentation of the reality.